right. Well, we're rolling on the river, literally. A band is playing Rolling on the River, and now we're hearing the riverboat.
Right, I can't even.
I'm not sure if that's the Natchez or the Creole Queen.
That's the Natchez.
The Natchez.
It was really, it just got really loud in my ear
It
right
really
now.
did.
Oh my gosh.
It did, but we have Proud Mary playing over here,
Yes.
which was amazing. This band that is over here on the riverfront is fantastic.
They've been making us dance this entire time.
Yes.
This is the Pan American Life Insurance Group stage. That's in front of us. We're in the perfect setting for French Quarter Fest. You have the music in front of us, music behind us, crowds everywhere, easy to get to the food, and then watching the sun go
down. Look at this sunset.
Oh,
do you
my
see that? Jackson Square, St. Louis Cathedral over my left shoulder. In between us, it is the picture-perfect time, literally, to be here in the quarter, and we're in the perfect place. So I really can't complain about work right now.
You know what? We've been talking to a lot of great people, and I've been getting my hands on some interesting food. I had a shrimp beignet. A little bit earlier, and I also had, everybody's been walking around eating this cracklin. The cracklin is amazing.
Yes,
it's like a pork belly cracklin.
Yes, from Blue Oak.
Fantastic. Oh, it's so good.
Blue Oak Barbecue. They, of course, are in Mid-City. They're delicious.
Oh,
they have these Brussels sprouts at the restaurant. They're not here, but they're at the restaurant. They're delicious. But anyway, I digress. I actually had something from Giacomo's and Krabby Jacks. This salad. It was like a crab salad. It's like a crab citrus salad with artichokes and like some bib lettuce. It was refreshing. It was delicious. Absolutely perfect. It was good. And then we of course had Mr. Wheat's meat pies.
Whew, I loved
Mrs.
it.
Wheat's. Wait, it's Mrs.
I don't know. Like I would have had the bag,
I think it's Mrs. Wheat's.
So we have a bag.
We do have a bag.
We have a bag. Can we get the bag of the meat pies? We want to make sure we say it right.
Yes.
Because I want to make sure that we
they were delicious.
honor the grandmother whose meat pies were amazing. I was talking to them earlier, and I said that that Natchez meat pie is fantastic.
The mystery,
what is it?
Mr. Hand. It is Mrs. Wheat's.
Mrs. Wheat's food.
Mrs. Wheat's meat pies.
Yes.
And they are one of the classic.
They have the little small ones.
That's Kim's hand over there that you just saw coming on the screen. But
no, I'm not going to open it. You guys saw me a little bit earlier. I tore up that. I couldn't even finish the interview. I was tearing up that beignet. I mean that meat pie.
You know what's so funny? He warned us about these little popper meat pies.
Yeah.
He's like, make sure you don't just like open one of these up on camera because it's got this amazing sauce in it and it's gonna squirt all over you. And so our engineer over here, Jeff Hackett, decided to do it with his white shirt. And guess what?
Squirted it all over
it. Yeah. It's supposed to, if anyone out there who knows Jeff Hackett knows that that's a Jeff Hackett thing to do.
Yeah, that really is.
It is. But he's
that's
great.
On brand.
He's the reason that we're live out here. He's the reason that we've been able to do this, and he's done some amazing work in getting us set up out here. So I shouldn't tease him too much.
Let's be quiet before he takes our lights out and bad lighting.
Right.
So Jeff Hackett.
He gives us the bad lighting.
So not Jazz Fest. I'm already looking forward to ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
I am not going to lie to you. Let me tell you, if you have issues listening and seeing, we have like 3 different things.
Yes.
Music.
Yes.
Singing, the audience. We have a lot of people that are around us right now.
It is stimulation to to the max.
And it's like, what is going on?
Yeah. If you have ADD out here, this is
going to be hard.
It's going to be hard, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's so worth it. I was going to say, I say all that to say, instead of Jazz Fest, we're not there yet, but I was going to say French Quarter Festival is one of my favorite festivals. There's always so much food, and you have one more day to experience all of it.
One more day, one more whole day. I think it ends a little bit early tomorrow night. But there's plenty of time during the day to get out here and really enjoy it. The weather, again, is going to be picture perfect. And I have to say, there's like a little breeze out here. The river's calm.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot think of a better place to just sit, listen to music, have some good food, and maybe a cocktail.
Yeah, actually, we're in the perfect setting. And we have cameras that are around to show you guys what exactly we're looking at. But literally, it is the picture perfect setting. The Mississippi River, the sun is starting to go down, so you got that orange and yellow color mix. And you can already tell, we can see some of the bands are starting to wrap up, like the stage in front of us.
Yeah.
But everyone is just kind of in that calm mood. The high of being at French Quarter Fest, and now we're all coming down and relaxing.
It's like that beautiful New Orleans evening. I feel like I can almost smell the jasmine walking through the quarter. You know, it's that great smell this time of year, and it is really a perfect night to be out here.
No, it is a wonderful night to be out here.
Can't complain.
I have not had to go really buy as much food as I thought because we've had some really great people come here.
So good.
So we've been eating really good over here.
Yes, and one of them was a restaurant that's on Tulane Avenue.
Yeah.
It is Bao Mi.
Yeah.
They came, and when they walked over to our area over here, Charisse and I stopped talking.
Uh-huh.
We just looked at the food and we're like, I don't know what that is, but I want to eat it.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yes.
And it's delicious. But let's listen to our interview with the owner, because owners and chef, beautiful blend of different kinds of cuisine. It is delicious. Take a listen. Hello everyone, live at French Quarter Fest. We are here with one of the amazing food vendors that's out in the French Quarter Fest. There are hundreds of them located throughout the whole French Quarter area. It's one of my personal favorite parts of the French Quarter Fest, is being able to sample food that is fantastic from so many different restaurants. And now we want to bring in one of these great restaurants who is featured at the French Quarter Festival, and then you will also have a brick and mortar here in New Orleans.
Yes,
Bao Mi is the restaurant.
Yes, ma'am.
Jimmy and Aaron is the owner. Thanks you guys so much for being with us out here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. This food looks amazing. When you guys walked up carrying this tray of food, we literally stopped talking. Like, that's good, right?
That was everybody when we walked here.
Yes. Okay, so like tell me what we're looking at
All
here.
right. So here we have bulgogi fries. It's Korean marinated beef,
Okay.
topped with cilantro, onions, and spicy mayo.
Oh,
This
wow.
is our KFC bao, which we won at the Fried Chicken Fest in 2023.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This is the shrimp bao, pew shrimp bao, and this is our special off the menu. We try to do something off the menu for every festival,
Okay.
but this is our pulled pork with jalapenos, onions, and cilantro with the mango crema sauce.
Mango crema sauce?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to eat that. I'm going to tear that up in a second. This looks phenomenal. So this is such a wide variety of food, but with such an amazing flair. Talk about the roots of the restaurant and why you guys decided to kind of blend all these flavors.
So the reason why we wanted to blend it, we wanted to bring something different around the city.
Yeah.
So no one around the city really had baos and specialties in baos. So that's what we wanted to really specialize in.
Okay.
And this was one of my favorite foods when I traveled to eat with my wife.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to bring it here, and this I'm one of the first restaurants to have bulgogi fries.
I mean, you really can't go wrong putting anything on a French fry, right? Except,
Yes.
I mean, maybe chocolate. I might try the line of chocolate. You know how they have that. Chocolate is good on everything, like ranch.
Yep.
You know, but you really can't go wrong with putting anything on French fries. And
Yes,
this
ma'am.
actually is phenomenal. It's got like a nice little kick to it.
Yes, ma'am.
The flavor is really well balanced. It's delicious. And Fried Chicken Fest. How did you end up at Fried Chicken Fest? Just
So
wanting to get a part of that?
we wanted to join it when we first opened,
Yeah.
but we got denied like the first year, and we finally got in. And once we got in, we won our first year.
Your first year.
First year we won best use of chicken. It was the KFC bao.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
That's so cool. And I would never think to put a cucumber with fried chicken, but you did it, and it looks delicious.
It's fresh. So it gives it like a refreshing taste.
Uh-huh.
So it was like it needed something to make it fresh. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it has like a little bit of a Vietnamese kind of
yes,
thing to
ma'am.
it, right? With the
Yes,
cucumber.
ma'am. And it's like so. Like a po' boy, it's like easy to eat on the go. So this
Uh-huh.
is like a grab and go place.
Yeah.
So you can always grab a bao and walk anywhere and eat it.
Absolutely. And it's got that great dough for people who have never had one of these.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk about what the dough is like. It's
The
kind of
dough is like
squishy.
it's like sweet, soft, and airy, and it
delicious.
just gives it like a very good texture
Yeah.
to eat. And we also have like a fried bao inside our restaurant.
You do?
We do, and it just gives it a totally different texture of the bao.
Does it?
Yeah, I
like-
gotta come check us out to try it out.
Oh my gosh, that sounds phenomenal. So is it like crispy on the outside and then
So
it's kind of doughy on the inside?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow.
Yes, ma'am.
And so do you stuff it?
So our fried bao comes with the bulgogi.
Oh.
Yeah, so we
Sounds
had to switch it
amazing.
up.
Yeah. I like that. Now talk about these too a
So
little bit more.
the pork, we have to slow cook it for about 8 to 10 hours.
Okay.
And
What's
then
this?
the pork is marinated like a mojo.
Uh-huh.
It's like it comes from his roots. It's
Yeah.
like a Hispanic, something like that.
Uh-huh.
You know. And then we just gave it like a little dressing just to top it off.
What are these jalapenos?
It's
or
pickled
what?
jalapenos.
Oh, and
yes,
do you make
ma'am.
those or those are you buy?
Pickled jalapeno, he makes it in house.
You make them in house?
Yes, ma'am.
They look like fresh and custom, like something you would really just want to dig into.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we have to talk more about this shrimp because both Charisse and we're fighting over this shrimp. We've already decided that there's going to be a battle over it whenever I get done with this segment. So tell me more about that.
So the shrimp is freshly caught in New Orleans.
Okay.
My uncle owns a boat down in beers, so
Yeah.
that's where we get our
Really?
fresh shrimp.
Nice.
We support our locals.
Nice.
So the shrimp is fried,
Okay.
it's tossed in our house bang bang sauce, which we call it pew pew sauce. So yeah,
A what?
pew pew sauce. Yes, ma'am, and fresh cabbage, and it just gives it a fresh taste to it.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
So where can people find you if they want to have some of this at the French Quarter Fest?
We are in Jack's Lot,
Okay.
right next to, I don't even know who we're next to, but in Jack's Lot.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yes,
They're coming to
ma'am.
you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so they're in the Jack's Lot, which is down by Jack's Brewery. Lots of different restaurant stalls there.
Yes.
But look for Bao Mi. And then if people want to have a taste at the restaurant and get some of those fried, you know.
You can check us out on Instagram, baomi_NOLA, or check
Okay.
us out in the store, 2002 Lane, in the LSU Foundation building.
It's in the LSU Foundation building. So if you're over on Tulane Avenue, you're needing some lunch, or are y'all open for dinner or just lunch?
Lunch only,
Lunch
10:30 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Okay, so if you want a great lunch that looks as amazing as this and tastes as amazing as this, you better hit them up over on Tulane Avenue or over on the Jack's Lot here at French Quarter Fest. A beautiful view here. If you see behind us, Jackson Square packed with crowds.
Yes.
And it's no different if we look all across here as we are celebrating another beautiful day here at French Quarter Fest. So happy to have you here with us streaming on WWL Plus. I'm Brianna Boudreau.
Hey there, friends. Brandon Walker here. Check of the time, 11:32 on this Saturday morning. We're here having a good time with you, introducing you to the many people who are helping to put on French Quarter Fest, the many musicians who are performing, and the people cooking up the good food.
And not just that, but those who are doing so much for our state, so
Right.
much for everyone in our economy to make things happen. The man himself, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser.
Good
Great
morning,
to be
sir.
with you.
Thanks for being here. We know you are swamped. You were literally over there at Jackson Square working. We pulled you over here. Thanks for sitting with us.
General Lafayette did an incredible speech this morning. I had goosebumps. The crowd went nuts. We have people literally from all over the world. He's going around the country giving that great speech that inspired what we are today in America. But he's doing it all over the country in celebration of the start of the 250 anniversary. I have the pin on today. So this will be the kickoff for many events all over Louisiana celebrating a great anniversary.
And this is a reenactment.
Yes, incredible. He's over at the Cabildo now telling stories. We have a great exhibit going on. That great arch that was in where actually the statue is in the middle of the square was built there, torn down. We have a replica of it on the front of the Cabildo. A great exhibit telling his life story where he lived for 5 days in the Cabildo. So just to kick off the 250th anniversary all year long, great way to kick it off at French Quarter Fest.
I love that. And you know, we have so much happening here today, and I think this is a product of the hard work that goes into keeping festivals like this free, but bringing everyone out, celebrating our culture. And I think it's beautiful that it coincides with cleaning up the boot,
Right.
which is something you have been spearheading, getting people out to clean up this beautiful area so
You
that
were
we
out
can
last
have
week
events
cleaning
like
up. We
this.
saw you.
Absolutely. Listen, it's a movement now.
Yeah.
We started when I took over Keeping Louisiana Beautiful with 52 groups, 700 the next year, 1,087 groups all over Louisiana, schools, universities. It is a movement. And we're not going to take our foot off the gas until we have a clean Louisiana. But we're seeing more and more people get involved, reporting people at litter, and really doing their part. We can do it. We deserve it to put the paradise back in Sportsman's Paradise.
You know what, Mr. Nungesser, speaking to a lot of people around, like last week and the weekend before that, people have been talking about how busy the city has been with people visiting and whatnot. Last year, you know, we had our issues with some of the numbers. It looks like things have taken a pretty significant turn.
It really is. You know, I head up a group, Aerospace Association. When I brought that group to New Orleans, I was a week second line all the way from the hotel. And that was just a couple months after the state police opened their headquarters in the Cabildo. And we felt safe. And every moment since then, except for what happened New Year's Eve, the French Quarter is getting safer. It's getting cleaner. We still got a lot of work to do, but we're making progress. And I believe we're going to make it that attraction that people want to come back to over and over again. We deserve that. And it's such a beautiful place. So I'm excited about working to make sure that continues on the right path.
And it seems a concerted effort from the bottom up, including asking the people who work in the French Quarter. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, listen, I have the balcony there, Super Bowl. I'm sitting on the balcony at 6 o'clock in the morning. I see Sidney Torres' guys scraping paint off the ground, wiping down the fence around Jackson Square, wiping off the garbage cans. That's never happened before. His people have a love and passion for the city. They live and work here. So to have him really clean up the quarter, he doesn't get paid for a lot of things he does. He just loves his city and loves the quarter. So it's really making the quarter shine.
What has been your favorite part about French Quarter Festival for those who come out and celebrate and it's hard to get to everything, or for those who are in town traveling, from your perspective of someone who sees all of these events happen?
Well, you know, General Lafitte, who's from Virginia, said, this is my favorite one. You people, and it's true, we treat strangers like family. So to see the people here, the locals, embracing strangers they never met, and that makes me so proud. We treat strangers like family, and when you leave Louisiana, you leave with a friend for life, and you keep coming back for more. And look, it's the people that the reason we have record numbers in tourism.
Right.
We just get to take credit for it, but it's the people and the way we treat people.
A lot of people were saying, you know, we're talking to a couple friends, they came out on Thursday, they're coming out, or they came out yesterday, they want to bring the kids out today. What's great about French Quarter Fest is that emphasis on local. Just come on out and have a good time.
And we get to highlight, much like we do on the Rose Parade, we make sure we put a local Louisiana musician to give them that exposure. They have so many great musicians that never get noticed. To highlight many of those on all these different stages and maybe get that break they need to make it to the big time, because we have so much talent. I tell people there's something in the soil here, all the crawfish juice, that grows so much talent, because we hit way above our weight.
Yeah, actually, speaking to that, as a testament, I love that, the crawfish juice.
It is the crawfish juice.
It's a testament because on Thursday, when we kicked off French Quarter Fest with our morning show, we had Zeno Moonflower, who is a musician. You knew it? It's a musician. I just am in love with his story because he said, I used to busk out here on the street right behind here, like sort of where the Pan American life insurance stage is, and he said, I was just on the street performing, and he's not from here, but he now feels like a local. He said, I was treated so well, and now he's on one of the main stages performing.
You hear that horn?
Oh, I hear it.
This
I think
morning we celebrated 15 years of the Natchez.
That's awesome.
50 years, that boat's been singing up and down the river, entertaining people, giving people a view of the city from the river. So celebrate those crews and those people and what they brought to New Orleans. Just another great addition to the tourism industry here in New Orleans.
That's a pretty interesting point, too. When the Riverboat Natchez was brought, I mean, it wasn't really that bright of a day here. And that was part of of really revolutionizing and transforming the riverfront.
They took an old dilapidated Toulouse Street wharf, redid it, and really started the development of the riverfront. Really helped us realize how important that riverfront is to our tourism, to the quality of life here, and really helped develop it. As it passes by on the river, we celebrate 50 years of a great family tradition here in New Orleans.
It truly is remarkable how much it's grown. I mean, I remember when I was a little boy when the aquarium opened, and to see it all now and how much it grows and continues to grow. I know it's kind of bad, but
I wonder if we could get a shot over there, if we can show the backside just to see the boat, maybe. But if it's possible, no, I'm being told no. Well, just trust us that it's gorgeous.
It's going by as we speak.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you know, that's not the only attraction that will be on the water for families, because they do have the boat where kids can go in and get, you know, sort of a STEM experience. I know you were
because I was
enjoying
in
it last year.
Tent last year that was just over here, and I had to tell myself, Lieutenant Governor, this is for children. You got to get out of here.
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you, I'm excited. We got a little hiccup because of COVID, but we're going to see 10 to 12 to 15 boats on this river going upriver.
Oh, nice.
And, you know, the cruise industry comes here, they party, leave, come back, go home. Those boats upriver, they stop all along Louisiana. We even have 2 boats now stop at the World Heritage Site at Poverty Point, and they bust them there. So finally, we're getting large groups to that World Heritage Site in northeast Louisiana. So those river cruises upriver kick off in New Orleans, will really bring tourists to all across Louisiana. A great opportunity to grow that industry across the state.
Yeah, very much so. Good time, a lot of growth, and also a good weekend to celebrate that growth.
I tell you, we had planned on another breaking record this year. with the tariffs. We're concerned about the Canadian market. We have still some people coming, but if we can get that cleared up and straight in Washington, I think we'll be back to setting a record like we did in 2019 when 53 million people visited Louisiana and they left behind $1.9 billion in taxes. That's over $1,100 per Louisiana family you and I didn't have to pay. It was the 4th biggest industry that year, and the sky's the limit. And it's good, clean fun that helps every community, every business all over the state.
Do you have any advice, and I always wonder this just as an individual, as a family member here in Louisiana, how do we encourage other countries, other people that we know from different states to come visit? As an individual, is there a way that I can promote the state?
Yeah, when you talk to friends and family out of town, tell them about the people, about the food. I was at the Lieutenant Governor's Conference yesterday, and I made a presentation against 11 other states to host the next convention for the Lieutenant Governors in New Orleans in 2027. Unanimous vote to come here. All I had to do was talk about the food, Mardi Gras, all the great things, the people, and every one of them voted. It was an easy sell. So I think, New Orleans and company does a great job, but I think individually, when people leave here, they come back as they meet a friend for life. We had a group from Australia in Homer Morgan City for Mardi Gras. They've been back 3 times because they met a family, invited to their backyard for crawfish. But that's what we do. We open our doors and welcome strangers, and that keeps them coming back for more.
Once you come once, you're going to be stuck. This is going to be your family trip every year after that.
And you said that you returned from the Lieutenant Governor's Conference. You got back at 2 a.m., only to double back over, do everything you had to do this morning, from the steamboat to the reenactment, and now you're here with us.
It's easy. When you see the love and passion like you have for what you do, I tell people once again, it must be in the soil. We grow love and passion for everything we do. I love my job, and the people here keep you going. It's easy to get excited about promoting this great city and this great state when we have so many great musicians, chefs that just love everything they do, and they put their heart and soul in it, and that's what makes Louisiana what it is.
What's next for you today?
Well, today I'll be visiting with the crowd. I'll be back over at the Cabildo with General Lafayette and visiting, taking pictures with people, and then enjoying the festivities.
Nice.
All right, well, we appreciate you stopping by here.
Always.
Despite the busy schedule you have, it's always a pleasure.
It's always great to be with y'all.
Thanks.
Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser with us this morning here on WWL and WWL Plus French Quarter Fest 2025. Got lots of fun throughout the afternoon with you.
It doesn't get better than this. You guys stick around. We've got plenty more to come, but we're going to take a quick break.
Guys, we are back at the French Quarter Fest at the WWL Love Louisiana stage. And I got my 2 friends here, Alex and Alan, joining me today. How you guys doing?
Good.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
I saw you were watching us over at the stage, and we said we got to get you guys up there. You want to watch us do a live show? You're on live right now.
Really? Wait, really?
Yes, we're live right now. So what do you have to say to everybody?
The fest is really fun. Especially the boardwalk. It's really crowded. And it's really crowded.
So what is your favorite food you ate here?
My favorite food is like there's like a food place over there, and I really like eating it.
You like to eat that food? Okay, so what has been your favorite?
It was at the French market. I believe it's called Holy Grapes.
Oh, Holy Grapes.
Holy Grapes.
Oh, okay, good. I need some grapes myself. So tell me, how old are you?
11.
11, and you are how old?
7.
7 and 11 years old. So you guys are taking care of each other out here at the festival?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay, so you like the music? What's your favorite kind of music at French Quarter Fest?
The jazz.
The jazz? Oh, I love jazz. What about you?
They're like literally playing music right here, and I kind of like it.
Do you like it a lot? Do you know those old songs?
No, not at all. Not at all.
He says he doesn't know those old songs. Well, tell everyone to come on out to French Quarter Fest to have a good time.
Come on out to the French Quarter Fest and have a good time.
Okay, and look, okay, you want to say come out to French Quarter Fest?
Come out to Kodo Fest. French Kodo Fest.
This is my guy. He's been doing great. And make sure you come to the WWL Love Louisiana stage. We got everyone from musicians to visitors to my two little co-hosts here. Thank you guys for joining us. I think you did great.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. All right, stay tuned. We are still here live at the WWL Louisiana Love Louisiana stage at French Quarter Fest. We'll be right back.
Part of the attraction throughout the morning is introducing you to the many faces and people not only putting on French Quarter Fest, but performing on many of the 22 stages we do have here on the riverfront. Some 70 some odd vendors, and right here on WWL Plus is the way, or the place rather, to catch them before you come on out. This afternoon we are joined by Sally Baby and Zach Valentine. They're here with the band, Sally Baby Silver Dollars. So happy to have y'all here with us this afternoon. How y'all doing?
Thank you for having us.
It's great for y'all to be here. And we were talking during the break just in setting up. Where are y'all performing first, just to let folks know?
So we will be out here in the French Quarter tomorrow, Sunday, 3:30 at the Crew Eyewear Sunglass Stage.
Nice.
I'm Royal Street.
On Royal Street, right. You know, we know where Crew is. You stop on by, get yourself a pair of sunglasses, see y'all doing your
And
thing.
we're sporting our fancy Crew sunglasses.
They look great.
Here.
They
They're always
look
taking care of us.
You know,
Crew takes care
Crew,
of
good
us.
local company. Yeah, it's always good. And actually, that's pretty cool. You see a lot of local artists and whatnot in a lot of Crew's ad campaigns. So it's good to have y'all here. We were talking about your name, though, and how it has some local significance, too, particularly the silver dollar part.
Absolutely. I feel like I always have a backstory behind a lot of things in my
That means
little
it's a
dimension.
good story.
Yes,
Right.
indeed. And my day job is I'm a historical walking tour guide. So
Okay.
I'm always diving deep into the story. And through some of my research, I found out that the U.S. Mint, where the Jazz Museum is located, they once were the home of the silver dollars in the United States during the years when jazz was emerging in the middle part of the 1890s into the turn of the 20th century. So I wanted to tap into that mojo and maybe manifest a little bit of silver for the band. So I said,
like
all right,
a little
we're
silver.
gonna tap into the silver dollar.
How long have y'all been performing together?
About a year. Oh, Sal and I have been playing together for 2 or 3 years now, but the band's only been a thing since last January.
So tell me about how y'all got together performing.
Oh, it was at Flora's. I was a big fan of Sal. I've been coming down. I'm new to New Orleans, but I've been coming down I'm from Baltimore.
Nice.
I've been coming down for a few years and just admiring Sal's music and their songwriting and singing. And one day we were sitting outside of Sal's favorite cafe, Flora Cafe, and I overheard him say, "I'm ready to start playing again. I just need a bass player." And I'm a bass player, and I shamelessly
I was in a reconfiguration, kind of like post-pandemic.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, okay, what's this moment in time going to look like?
Yeah.
How's the band going to come back together?
Questions a lot of artists ask themselves then, but look at you now.
Rising up like a phoenix from the ashes.
There we go. Here at French Quarter Fest, which has grown so much over the years. I mean, you've had the chance to see that. Talk about what you've seen in terms of the people coming to see New Orleans during this particular festival.
I always love French Quarter Fest because you got all these amazing free shows all scattered around the French Quarter area. I have a beautiful memory of seeing Ellis Marsalis before he passed away over the pandemic at French Quarter Fest, and seeing a lot of amazing artists like Creole banjo player Don Vappy here at French Quarter Fest, Dr. John, Irma Thomas.
Yeah, Miss Irma.
So it's incredible to still see a lot of great New Orleans native performers out here, and I'm happy to join the fold because out of the 17 years that I've been living in New Orleans, this is my first to play French Quarter Fest, so I'm excited about that.
That is amazing. That is a full story, full circle moment for you.
Yeah, absolutely, coming full circle.
Where are you from?
So I grew up in New York. I was born in Queens and spent my life around Brooklyn, Long Island, and came here a couple of years after Katrina, around 2008.
When you said that you weren't from here, I was like, okay, he's probably from New York and hear that, but, you know, because there is the similarity, I was like, honestly, he could be from around the 17th Street Canal, baby, you never know.
That's true, I got the honorable Yad accent.
Right. A badge of honor, we wear it. So talk about your set list. What are y'all going to be performing?
Mostly original music.
Yeah.
So I've always been inspired from so many of the eras of classic New Orleans music, from jazz to rhythm and blues, brass band music. But when I began really leaving New York and traveling around and coming to New Orleans, I would consider myself kind of more like a folk musician, playing a lot of folk music and blues, and then really delving into a lot of the styles that emerged here. And I would say that we draw more from like 50s and 60s New Orleans rhythm and blues stuff that you would have heard coming out of Cosmo Matassa's studio, and a lot of kind of the 60s soul music, like Lee Dorsey and the Irma Thomas, Alan Toussaint stuff.
So in that sense, to say that you're folk music primarily, it's quite literally what that means, just a variety of different sounds coming together, and I mean, that's New Orleans.
Absolutely.
We've had a hard time pinning down what our style of music is because Sal draws from such a deep well that it's really hard to say what it is. But
I've always wondered about that as an artist. I mean, like, you know, folks often ask us, or I've been a reporter for a long time, and so they ask, well, what's your specialty? It's like, well, I for 20 years I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that. I can't, and I find that there's like a tinge of disappointment because I can't say I've done this every day for 20 years. Do you find that people try to kind of back into a corner to say you play this?
Yes,
all the time, y'all, all the time.
And it's usually not the right thing.
Yeah.
We laugh about it because every time like we get a little feature, it's like we get defined in a completely different way, and it's funny because it doesn't necessarily kind of touch upon the things that I'm actually inspired by.
We got bluegrass. I think for this festival, someone said we were a bluegrass band. For another gig, we've gotten Southern rock. We're none of those things. I don't even know what you would call us.
But I guess you can argue in a way that that's a success, right? Going back to the idea of, you know, well, folk music, and that, you know, we give you a little bit of everything. So, I mean, I guess if we keep you guessing, we're doing our job.
We think it's a good thing, actually. Like, okay, they can't define us, neither can we. So maybe we're onto something. I don't know.
As long as
we're
they're listening, right? That part, that part. Zach, you said you've been in New Orleans for about a year or so? 4 years. 4 years. I mean, you've got great perspective, too, in terms of how festivals like this, but also the music scene. And also, I think that there's a greater conversation about supporting local artists that we haven't seen in a while. Can you talk about that?
I mean, in all the cities I've lived in the United States, this still here is one of the best places to be a musician, a local artist, I think, just because there's so much work, and the tipping culture is so important here. My first time coming here 10 years ago was actually for French Quarter Fest. It's much bigger than it used to be. And this is definitely a full circle moment for me, but I'm glad to see so many of our friends getting involved into the fold and the way that the local businesses support each other. Like, our whole band has these glasses from Crew, and this is even our first pair. We've had 2 or 3 now, so we feel
y'all doing
really
all right.
well taken care
exactly.
of. You know?
That's amazing.
And other people have similar experiences, so it's beautiful.
Y'all check out any of the vendors, the food stops and whatnot?
I haven't had a chance to really enjoy myself yet. I've been giving walking tours amongst all the madness, so it's kind of added another little element of chaos, but it's always fun because I tell my people, you never know what to expect out here in the French Quarter. So
I guess quite literally. There was a lady out here giving a tour about an hour ago, and I was thinking, wow, it's got to be hard to do your job in the middle of all of this.
There's so many distractions, everything kind of pulling at everybody's attention. You got to really project and kind of cut through the cacophony.
When did y'all get your start in music? Would you start playing? Would you start singing?
Ooh, do you want to go first?
No. You're more interesting. You should tell me.
You both are interesting.
We both got a story to tell, that's for sure. You go first.
Oh, I started playing saxophone and making hip-hop music when I was like 10 from Baltimore, and then I made hip-hop music through high school, and then I started playing in death metal bands. And then I went to college for jazz bass and dropped out to be a bluegrass musician. And then I found Eastern European music, and I've studied a lot of music from the gypsy culture. And that's kind of my main thing now. When I'm not in New Orleans, I'm mostly playing music from Eastern Europe. But being here, I've it's still folk, like it's culturally relevant and deep folk music, and that's what I like, and that's where I come
Interestingly, a few weeks ago on our morning show, we had a band over from Ukraine.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was quite wonderful.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, indeed. A little bit from every piece of the world. So I got involved doing music in New York as a young person, kind of like a theater nerd and choir nerd. Always loved to sing. Kind of pursued a route probably a lot of young, angsty, kind of city or suburban teens would go, just starting a rock and roll band in your parents' garage.
Things we did back then.
Yep.
Right.
And then kind of going off on my own. I ended up going to school in Florida, dropping out of college, and ended up in New Orleans and realizing that I could make a living playing music on the street. So that was one of the things that really drew me to New Orleans, is that I was able to meet so many musicians that were kind of in a similar pursuit like myself, and I learned from a lot of the brass bands out here, kind of really coming up from the streets to the stage and kind of getting taken into the culture.
Yeah, to start out busking, and to 17 years later, here you are.
17 years later.
Performing on stage at French Quarter Fest. Real quick before we wrap up, which stage and what time?
3:30 p.m. on the Crew Eyewear stage on Royal Street, outside the Court of Two Sisters, tomorrow, Sunday. Yep.
Looking forward to it. Thank you for having y'all, or thank you for being here, I should say.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I mean, even the wind is excited. I mean, you're just knocking stuff down
House
left
is falling
and right.
apart.
Yeah, well, you know, as long as it's not a house of cards, though, so it won't come crashing so suddenly. I would like to think. Thank y'all so much. So
Thanks,
again,
y'all.
Sally Baby Silver Dollars tomorrow, 3:30. The Crew Eyewear stage. That's on the other side there by the cathedral, just a little up the street. You can catch it. You can see it there Sunday at 3:30. Sally Baby, Zach Valentine, thank y'all so much for being here. Best wishes to you.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much.
We're going to continue with everything here from Jackson Square. French Quarter Fest 2025 on WWL Louisiana and WWL Plus. Got a great afternoon planned out for you. Go out, have some fun. Come on back. We've got another presentation for you.
Hey there, Sharice Gibson, live here at French Quarter Fest at the WWL Louisiana stage. And of course, we are in the most beautiful setting right in front of Jackson Square. It's sunny, it's beautiful, there's a lot of art. And I know you probably had this question asked to you before, but do you have a Shakur? And if you don't, you're about to find out how you can get one, because we have them right here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. The art is on sale for Jazz Fest, right?
That's right. It's on sale at 702 Decatur Street.
Right.
Right under the steps here at Oscar Gunn Park.
Yes, and let me tell you this. I have seen, if you've been by Jackson Square, if you have seen any of the art that's put out there, it is the most eye-catching and beautiful art there is. I will push your mic up just a little bit so we can hear you talk about that art.
Yeah, no.
So show us a couple of pieces that you have here that's for sale.
Well, this piece here is, we call it Shorty B.
Yeah.
You know, giving tribute to Trombone Shorty, of course.
I love Trombone
and my
Shorty.
lovely wife, Troy Lynn. Troy Lynn is holding Nola Mansions with the streetcar and colorful cotton candy sky.
Oh, it's beautiful. Now, what's we have over here?
And right over here we have Farewell COVID. This is a tribute to all the first responders during COVID.
Yes.
And we have a second line.
I'll put this up to you. There you go, so we can hear you talk about that art.
We have a second line with the coffin with COVID
I'll
on
hold
it.
this one.
With the tradition of New Orleans second line.
Okay.
The nurses, the doctors, that's and all the first responders who supported us during that difficult time.
Absolutely, a difficult time, and they did so much for us, and what a way to give a tribute to them. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, you have an eye for color, and all of your work is eye-catching. Anyone who walks past that gallery stops. I know you get so many people that stop a few times, right?
Of course. That's why our motto is, do you have a shakur?
Yes.
And if you don't have one, don't tell nobody.
Yeah, don't tell nobody that you don't have one. So, you know, when people see works of art like this, they think it's out of my league, it's out of my reach, but I always tell people wonderful art is available everywhere in the city of New Orleans, but a shakur is what you really need.
Of course, because there's so many artists here in New Orleans, the musical artists,
right,
and we have the visual artists. And of course, this is the place where we represent the city with so much rich culture,
right,
the food, the music,
yes,
and all of the great people like you.
Yes, oh, thank you so much. I need to commission me a painting then.
Oh, without a doubt.
I absolutely love that. Now, outside of just the many cityscapes and scenes that you capture, you also have pictures and artwork of famous celebrities, Prince, and different singers and rappers. Is there like a request that people make for a particular piece of art?
Well, I think of myself as a historian, and as a historian, I like to exhibit, the feeling and the emotion that all these artists have for us. You know what I mean? And so that's what I have a passion for.
Right.
I have a passion for people.
Yes.
And so I represent people in the best way possible through their music.
Now, capturing people in New Orleans is probably very easy to do, or because of all the joy that's in everybody's faces, even through the sorrowful times, right?
Oh, I missed that.
It's okay. Look, if you don't know, it's a lot going on. There's a lot of people, things are moving, music is going on, so it's a lot happening. Well, look, how about this? Just tell us, where can people pick up a work of art?
Oh, of course, you could go to www.gallerycayenne.com, or you can stop at 702 Decatur Street. 702 Decatur Street, right here in the French Quarter, right next to Cafe du Monde.
Oh, baby, when I tell you, you cannot miss it. If you have been on Decatur Street or by Jackson Square or Cafe du Monde, you have definitely seen it. So can we all say it together? 1, 2, 3. Do you have a shakur?
7 days a week.
7 days a week. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
All right, thank you for having us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to French Quarter Fest. Of course, everyone's been watching our live stream on WWL Plus. I'm Katie Moore, Sharice Gibson here.
How you doing?
We're having a great time. The weather is absolutely perfect out here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, and it's a beautiful time for French Quarter Fest.
Yes.
We've had families, friends stop up here, musicians. So many people have come up here, including the performers who are going on the stage. And joining us now, Cam I Am, who is a performer that has performed earlier today at French Quarter Fest. Yeah, can you please tell us how it was, what the experience was like?
Honestly, just being home, performing for the New Orleans crowd, the tourists, everybody. It's just a great festival. You know, festival season in New Orleans.
Yeah.
There's no better time of the year, so I'm having a great time.
Tell us more about you for people who don't know you, obviously.
So, my name is Cam I Am. That's my artist name. I was born and raised here. I graduated from NOCA at Loyola University right now. I'm kind of on my own artist journey. I'm coming out with my album the first week of Jazz Fest.
All right.
I'm playing a lot of Jazz Fest too.
Yes.
Almost every day. But yeah, that's me.
I gotta say, I got to know this guy a while ago. Oh my gosh, how many years has it been?
Probably at least 8 by now.
Yes, it's been about 7 or 8 years. Talented musician, fantastic friend, and of course I've seen him play with my younger brother, Terry Gibson, the late Terry Gibson. Okay, the new album that's coming out same week as Jazz Festival. Tell us all about it.
So my debut album is called One of a Kind. That's also the name of my band. But it's basically just a commemoration of just who I am as a musician and an artist. So basically how my ancestors have influenced influenced me on the grace of New Orleans. And yeah, that message is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Yeah.
Do you think that helps you perform in settings like this? The fact that you are from here, you know the vibe, you know what people expect. I mean, that has to be such a help. And just, I don't know. I feel like when I watch musicians like you perform in places like this, it just oozes from your pores. You know, it comes from the heart.
Yeah, I feel right at home all the time. I don't get stage fright until I'm not at home. So, but when I'm home, it's like everybody's family. New Orleans is just such a loving place. So I just feel the love that I return it.
You know, French Quarter Fest is the kickoff to festival season. Tell me, this your favorite festival, or are there other festivals? Everyone has their absolute favorite one. Which one is your favorite? From a performer's perspective.
From a performer's perspective?
Yeah.
That is so difficult.
It's a tough question. It really is.
Question. I don't want to get in trouble because I have a lot of friends.
Oh, you don't want to pick one. Okay.
Everybody gets the love.
Okay, what if we could get a top three?
Top three. Okay. Jazz Fest.
Okay.
Yes.
Locals Fest.
Locals Fest.
Okay.
And I consider Piano Night a festival because there's a bunch of pianists.
Oh, okay. Where
at House of Blues.
I don't know about Piano
I don't know about
Night.
that, but I want to go.
So Piano Night is a WWLZ festival / event, and they host a bunch of great pianists like Kyle Roussel, DeVell Crawford, Craig Adams, who's my godfather, myself. Even there's a 14-year-old playing this year. His name is River. Y'all should check him out.
I've seen him.
River Edgar. Shout out to River. He's great.
River
He's a
is
14-year-old phenom. He's great, bro.
Also at Noka.
Yeah, he goes to Noka too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta check this guy out.
He is incredible. I posted a video of him on my Instagram at one point. It's Katie Seymour. If anybody wants to check it out, he is incredible.
Yes.
I mean, he sounds like he's way more
Seasoned.
mature.
Yeah, he's seasoned.
14.
He is amazing.
Oh,
he plays the piano as well, and he just rocks it. I mean,
Okay,
it's
so clearly I
incredible.
need to find this out. So Piano Festival, Locals Festival, and Jazz Festival.
And Jazz Fest.
I know that you get an opportunity to play with some pretty major jazz artists. You're playing with Delphia Marcellus as well, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow, actually, here at French Quarter Fest, playing with Delphia Marcellus, my dad, Jamal Watson, on drums. We got Andrew Bayham on the trumpet. It's just going to be a great show.
Yes.
That sounds amazing. Where? Like, where exactly can people
I think
catch
we're at the Beta stage at 3:30 tomorrow.
Oh, that's the big one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so you got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah, I'm busy. I'm booked and busy.
What's your favorite thing? Have you eaten? Tell me you've eaten.
Oh.
What do I need to
I had
eat?
Addie Snola earlier because.
Yeah.
So.
Good.
They're always they hit every time, every bite,
All right.
everything. So yeah, I just had they had beef sambosas, and some sweet potato fries. It was so good, so good. So
That's some of my favorite. We've been over here snacking on crackling all day. I mean, it is like my favorite thing.
Yeah,
Always a win.
Especially when it comes out hot in the grease.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know, I did have chicken crackling Thursday. I had some.
Wait, you had what? I didn't
Chicken
hear.
They
crackling.
got chicken crackling by the aisle, the tropical aisle stand.
Yeah,
So good.
it is fantastic. I mean, we have to get out there and get some food later.
I know. We just kind of got here, so we haven't really worked our way around the food booths yet. But like, it's coming because I'm feeling like it's time.
It is almost time. All right, for people who want to tell about your album and also when they can see you perform next, let the audience know.
Yeah.
My album is coming out May 1st, I think. But May 1st, expect my album. Expect me next tomorrow here at the French Quarter Festival. And then Jazz Fest is coming up. I'll be there every day, so you can't miss me.
You cannot miss them. All right.
Phenomenal. Well, Cam, thanks so much for being with
Thank
us.
you for having me.
Can't wait to catch you tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now that we know you, I feel like I'm going to be even more connected to your performance.
All right.
Thanks for being here.
Y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We'll be right back. Continue on our live stream for French Quarter Festival.
We want to welcome Sherwood Collins here from Beignet Fest.
Sir. How you doing?
Good morning.
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing?
Doing
all
great.
Glad to see you here. Absolutely, and I'm glad to be here because, I mean, with this weather, who wouldn't want to come out and celebrate and have a wonderful time out here in French Quarter?
That's very true. And folks coming out here will see you and will talk about the setup that you have, but they'll see Beignet Fest and they'll think, but wait, I'm at French Quarter Fest. What's Beignet Fest? Great story behind it, though.
Absolutely. So we started Beignet Fest, my wife and I, after we had our son diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And through kind of that journey, we decided, we had both met during putting on a festival. And so we wanted to do something that would help benefit people on the autism spectrum. And so we created Beignet Fest to kind of help raise funds and support people in different programs who are helping kids on the autism spectrum. Because as a professional couple, we found how difficult it was to find services and other different things for children.
And
so
that's such a real challenge. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem. Absolutely, and it just is, and that's something that we've tried to do, is just try to provide not just resources, but kind of other activities that kids might not think about, that might not always be ready to include people with autism. And so we're really excited to be able to be out here at Fringe Quarter Fest that has been very inclusive and accessible. And so what we have out here is our Beignet Sensory Activation Vehicle. It's over by the Aquarium of the Americas, right near the entrance by Canal Street. And it's a little vehicle, it's a trailer that's climate controlled, it has low lighting. It's when there's a lot of noise and other sensory input, if your people are just overwhelmed, it's a nice place where they can take a respite, chill out for a bit, relax, kind of calm down and come back in. Whether it's kids, whether it's somebody suffering from PTSD, it doesn't matter. They can kind of go there, relax, and just be able to enjoy the festival a little bit longer and just have a good time, because who wouldn't want to be out here?
Yeah. And there's a story behind how you got involved with the vehicle too, right?
Correct. So, and that's part of the reason why we have our vehicle out here.
Yeah, I like that.
Was back in 2019, we saw one of the original, the people actually built our vehicle, Culture City, out of Birmingham. They had a sensory activation trailer here over by the aquarium. And so seeing that and seeing what a great resource it was, but realizing they were national, so they do events all throughout the year at so many different places, we figured that it would be great to have something local that we could provide at a probably much cheaper price for other events around the city, just to be able to have that resource and that kind of service available.
Definitely.
It's really amazing. I love, we were talking earlier about your story, just how you met your wife and, you had your kids, and through that is what inspired you for Beignet Fest. And I know we've talked about that, but I love the story. I think it's amazing. Talk about the journey from year one to where we are now and how that's impacted so many families in our area.
No, absolutely. I think year one, we were out at Lafayette Square. We were really overwhelmed by the turnout that we had and knew we need to go to a bigger space. But even that year, we had, I think we gave away close to $25,000. Since then, we've been able to kind of give away and dedicate over $2 million towards different programs in the city. We're gearing up for kind of being our 10th year, give or take COVID, to kind of do things. So we do have the sensory activation vehicle that we have available. Also this year, we're starting and going to have an inclusive summer camp for people on the spectrum called Camp Benny. It's going to be down at the University of Holy Cross. There'll be 3 weeks in June, which are just about full up, and then we'll have another 3 weeks in July for kids 6 to 12 to come out and have an experience, have a day camp experience that's kind of geared toward them, so they can have kind of that fun time and not feel like, oh, I'm not too sure if this camp is able to adapt and meet my needs, and they may need somebody else to come with me. We're kind of set up so that we know what to expect and we can take care of the people and make sure that they're all good. So we're very, very excited.
So going from overwhelmed to now you have a summer camp in the works. I love that.
Yes, and that was one of our things when we started it. It was kind of a goal that we had. So being able to reach that after 10 years, it's very amazing, and we're just grateful to be able to do it, and grateful to see where else we can go, what else we can do. So we're just happy to be out here, and very thankful to Fringe Quarter Fest to have us out here, and just grateful to be able to do it and support so many people that we can.
And that's what's important. So if you all do come down here, be sure to check out Mr. Sherwood, Benwood Beignet Fest. We've got Benny Sensory Activation Vehicle down again. Where is it? By Canal and.
It's over by the entrance by Canal, right by the Aquarium Americas. As you come in, if you start kind of curling around the aquarium to go towards the main kind of stages and everything, we're right there as you come in. If you need to go there, we're kind of tucked away and out of the way to.
It's a nice cool spot where. All right, and in talking about, you were talking about how much you've grown and the money that you've been able to raise through your organization, but also how you got into this and the lack of resources that are available for families and children. Where is progress as you've seen it over the course of your journey?
I think it's because there's more prevalence that people are more open to it and kind of realizing a little bit more of just what just the kind of daily interactions that people may have. So I think there's more openness to it and a little bit more accessibility, but it's still a struggle for parents and for anybody else, who receive the diagnosis to then kind of try and find resources or therapies or other things that can help them kind of navigate just raising a child, or just even if it's adults who's diagnosed, how they're able to navigate the world and kind of see things differently, so that they can kind of find ways to fit in and kind of deal with things that are coming their way. So it has grown, but at the same time, there's still things that are coming along, and there's always still a need. So we're out here trying to do what we can to try and support those kids as best we can.
Thank you, sir. We do appreciate that. Best wishes to you.
Definitely. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
It's been great talking with you. I love hearing the origin story. And I love, too, that your wife told you were crazy when you said Beignet Fest.
Beignet Fest. So Beignet Fest, City Park, November?
November 15th, City Park, 10 to 6. We should have about a month and a half. We'll have tickets available.
Okay.
And announce our music lineup. We're kind of putting those things together, but it should all come in pretty soon. But all the proceeds go to benefit kids on the autism spectrum. And so we're out here having a good time for, Benny Sensory Activation Vehicle. We've got Camp Benny coming on. And we've got a bunch of other things that, are coming down the pipeline. We're just kind of figuring out.
Well, we got a deal for you, good sir. You bring us some beignets. You come on the morning show and tell us all about Beignet Fest.
Looking forward to it.
I think we can make that happen for sure. Definitely.
We appreciate
Thank you,
it
Mr.
so
Sherwood
much.
Collins. Appreciate you. Best wishes this weekend.
Absolutely. To y'all too. Thank y'all.
Thank you. We've got yet another wonderful guest with us today. We've got Mr. Mark Mullins, who's the frontman trumpeter here in town for the band Bunorama.
Trombonist.
Trombonist, excuse me.
It's all the same to a lot of people.
No,
people don't care.
No, it's not. We're going to
It's
give
the
the
thing
credit
that
where
goes like
credit
that.
is
Right?
due.
It doesn't even need a name,
It
right?
matters. It matters.
It does,
No, we're so happy to have you.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
Doing all right. How many of these have you performed at?
I was trying to think of that today. I can't remember. I know it's been well over 20 years. Because one of the earliest pictures I have on my wall of us playing French Quarter Festival was when my son, Michael, was in my wife's arms right in front of the Avita stage where we're going to be later today. And he was just a little baby, and now he's up on stage playing with us these days, killing it.
And he's been performing with you for
well over
some
20
time now,
years.
right? He's been performing with you for some time now.
When we can get him. He's a busy young man. He's 24 now, and he's got his own band called Zeta. He's got a second band called the New Orleans Legacy Coalition. So we get him whenever we can, but he's not always with us. So we have two different press photos.
But you know what I love about that? I love that you're saying you had that picture of him as a baby, your wife holding him, because French Quarter Festival is such a family event. And last year for French Quarter Festival, when I came out over the weekend to work, I interviewed Michael with Zeta. He's been on the morning show before, and so we talked a lot about their performance just before they went on. And now look, I get Dad here talking about just, the history of it, and it's such a beautiful thing.
It's a family affair, and like so many musicians in New Orleans, there's countless of them, like countless ones that have a family lineage, and we're just honored to be doing that too.
I love that.
Definitely an accomplishment for you, though. How do you feel about it?
Oh, it's I feel great about it, but I got to tell you, it's surreal when you're on stage standing next to him, it's not the same kid that was in diapers that I used to take to the zoo every day.
Yeah.
It's like, it's this professional, this seasoned and I'm like, wait a minute, that's my son. You know?
That means you did it right, Dad.
Well, I don't know.
He had to get you once or twice in a sound check.
Yeah. I tell you, he did a lot of it on his own, though, because he made his own path. I would just kind of keep him in the lane every once in a while, and you know, not too many whiplash moments, if you will. But he did his own home